Well, trading started the week off on a cautious note, with investors shying away from making big bets because of geopolitical tensions in the Middle East and the Korean Peninsula. It's also a holiday-shortened week in much of the West, but US earnings season is on the horizon. So to get a sense of what European markets are making of all of this, let's cross to Deutsche Welle's Konrad Busen, who's standing by at the Frankfurt Stock Exchange. Konrad, thanks so much for joining us. What sense are you getting from the trading floor about what will drive markets this week?
Well, Bronwyn, we always talk so much about the equities markets. There's a lot of activity on the markets for government bonds this week. America, or the United States of America, will come to the market with new auction of government bonds, which will be worth up to 56 billion US dollars. That's a lot of money. And if so much money is moved on the bond markets, it's not a big surprise when equity trading goes a bit in a lackluster way. You mentioned the geopolitical topics, which are all on the horizon, also of financial investors. Syria, for example, we've got those elections, this referendum in Turkey coming up, the elections in France coming closer every day. All this is on the minds of investors, of course, as well.
Well, we keep an eye on those. In the meantime, merger and acquisition activity in the healthcare sector in Germany is heating up. Can you give us a bit more detail on some of those deals?
Yes, I can give you at first the name of the company, of one of the companies involved. It's the acronym is not really interesting, STADA, but if you hear that this stands for Standard Arzneimittel Deutscher Apotheker, this sounds 19th century, doesn't it? And it actually is. This is the name that the company had when it was founded in 1895. Now the company is worth, or has sales of more than 2 billion euros. It operates from 30 countries worldwide. A huge asset that is being taken over by two financial investors, Bain Company and also Cinven. On the other hand, Fresenius, another large healthcare company here in the Frankfurt area, is taking over, or is planning a takeover in the United States, of Acorn. It would be worth about 4 billion US dollars.
Well, across the Atlantic, America's retailers are closing stores faster than ever, according to Bloomberg, which includes shops such as Ralph Lauren. Do you think that this could spill over to Europe? And as these retailers come under pressure in the US, they could change their strategy over on your end as well?
Yes, and they have already done that. We have, for example, Hudson's Bay, a company in Canada. The company not only took over Galeria Kaufhof here in Germany, which is a large retailer, but it also opens own shops. And it tries to sell merchandise it didn't really manage to sell in its US retail markets here now in Germany and in Europe. We'll see how this works out. At Galeria Kaufhof, the cost factor is strong. No investments are being done, and that's a bit of a disappointment for the people working for those companies and also for many customers. On the other hand, later this week we'll get retail companies reporting earnings. Tesco, for example, Carrefour from France. We'll see how business there goes.
Well, we'll be keeping an eye on that. Konrad, we've unfortunately run out of time. Konrad Busen is from Deutsche Welle, and it's back to you in the main studio.